All right. Good afternoon, right after lunch. I love it. My name's Steve Yena. I'm an associate director in the Graduate College's IT and data team, and I'm here to share a little bit about some of the different graduate retention tools that are available. So just a quick overview of the agenda. I'm going to give you an overview of the graduate persistence dashboard. This is a new dashboard that is just got into pilot stage here this week, built in partnership with ET and an institutional analysis. And so I'll walk through that. And then I'm going to give an overview of our graduate college leadership dashboard, which provides aggregate trends over time, anywhere from admissions all the way through degrees awarded, enrollment. There's RATA stuff, grad faculty, postdoc. So it's really meant to provide strategic decision-making for graduate education leadership. And then we'll highlight one of the new dashboards on there, which is why graduate students are dropping out. And I'll take any questions at the end if you guys have any. So this is just a quick broad overview of some of the different data tools that the grad college has to offer. So we have our leadership dashboard, like I mentioned, so it provides aggregate trends over time, about 10 years worth of data. We have our student progress data site, which is really our operational data sets that a lot of the graduate advisors use across the university. Things from enrollment, interactive plan of study information. We've got about 30-ish self-service reports there that people can go and pull on a regular basis. We also do offer some enterprise schema and data sets around that too. We have our student support site, which is looking at research assistants and teaching assistants and some of the required trainings that are required as a new hire, as well as some basic enrollment information for those folks. And then we have the new persistence dashboard, which is what I'm going to walk through and highlight today. And just, I wanted to make note, this was the project team that worked on the persistence dashboard. So Todd Kemper did an amazing job on the dashboard development work. Mary Carrillo, she built the data sets and the underlying tables that we're using to track this. And then Jeff Long and myself in the grad college. So that was our project team. And then really our goal was to provide insight to persistence and graduation rate patterns to enable academic leaders to develop strategies, improve student success, and have transparency into that information. And just to level set on a couple of definitions, intentionally we moved away from the word retention to persistence, just because in some cases retention for undergrad means something very different than grad. So we've sort of, terminology wise, we're using persistence. In the dashboard, it's really looking at the percentage of students in that given cohort who either enrolled for the fall term 1 year after entry or graduated by that time. So really, did they enroll or did they graduate? And then the graduation rates are the percent of students who graduate within that given year of entry. So example, 4-year graduation rates for fall 2015 cohort is the percent of students who graduate before fall 2019. So that's sort of just some general definitions around that. So I'm going to go right into it. So, and I'm going to walk through these. It's a little hard to see kind of at the big picture, but I'll kind of touch on a few things and I'll attempt to do a live demo. So we broke, this is what the overview page looks like. So we broke this into 4 different buckets: research masters, professional masters, PhD, and professional doctorates. And then you can see the top where it's the line chart is really the graduation rates over time. So starting from year 1 all the way to 10 years. We know graduate programs vary in length. You know, you might have a program that's 18 months, you might have one that's 4 years, and PhDs could be even longer than that. So we wanted to sort of show that over time. We have a couple of different key performance indicators around persistence rates. And then at the bottom, which is a little bit hard to see over here, is the graduation rates broken down by at the college level. And I'm going to go, this one you can see a little bit better here. Some of the different filters, so you can filter by your college, your department, your plan, campus, residency, gender. So a whole bunch of different things in here, and then everything will update in real time. So that's looking at the kind of overview page here. And then you can see what PhD and professional doctorate look like as well. And then here's kind of a zoomed in view of what that college graduation rates look like. One other thing to mention is this one in particular, we're looking at just over time. The next couple of dashboards I'll show are more, you can go and drill in at 1 year persistence, 1 year graduation rate, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, kind of thing. So the next section is the actual master's characteristics. So this is, we did our best to pull as much of the different demographic data that's available and show it here. So you'll see things like underrepresented minority, age, gender, ethnicity, the undergrad institution state. So where did they get their bachelor's and what state? Their market, military status. Did they attend an ASU undergraduate program? And then their campus. So really tried our best to pull as much different information that we could on here. And if you're familiar with the undergrad retention dashboard, the look and feel of what the grad is very similar to. So that's kind of the high level review of this. And then just zooming in on a couple of things, the crosstab measures here on the left-hand side allows you to actually do comparisons across two different things. So I could look at what's that graduation 1-year persistence rates for ethnicity compared to resident or non-resident. So there's a drop down where you can pick different values from here as well. And you can see the different filter options here as well. So you can pick different graduation rates. So we go from 1 year all the way to 10 years. And then we have 1 year of persistence rates right now. And we're looking to expand that out for persistence too. A couple other things to highlight here from the filter perspective is you can actually drill in and look at different ethnicities inclusive. So Asian inclusive, Black African American inclusive. So those are some nice key pieces of this. And then if you hover over any of the visuals here, you'll get a viz that comes out and it'll actually show you what the increase or decrease over time is. So the different colors actually on this dashboard indicate, was there an increase from the prior year or a decrease? And then a little hard, but the dotted line shows the ASU average. So you can see sort of a ballpark of what that looks like. And then there's a little, I'll show this in the live demo better, but there's a little black indicator that shows where you were last year, where that program was. So that's the master's. And then, so that's master's characteristics. The next piece is the actual master's department and major. So you can actually come in here and see what those graduation rates or persistence rate looks like at your department or school level, as well as your program or major level. So you can see what the cohort number is, what the percent graduation rates or persistence rates are, as well as at that plan level. And then you can go in and filter like everything I just showed on the other slide. All right, and then the doctoral, I'll show this too. The doctoral is basically a splitting image of what you see for the master's is just at the doc level. So I'm going to attempt to show a quick demo of this. So this is what the overview page looks like here. And I can come in here and I can filter by different things. So if I wanted to pick, for example, say the college here, you can see everything updates quarterly. They don't have any professional doctorates. And then you can come in here and see what those graduation rates are, persistence rates. And then if I want to drill into, say, the master's and see some more information here, I can come in here. You can see what that, so this is looking at 3-year graduation rates. You can see what that cohort size is, what that percent graduation rate is compared to 2017, what the ASU average is. You can see, if I hover over here, you can see it does another viz in here. You can see that was 0.8% lower than last year's rate at this time. You can see what that degree type size is. And so that's reflected throughout this great dashboard. You can filter things too. So just like the other example, you can come in here and you can see, maybe I want to look at 1-year persistence, or I want to look at 10-year graduation rates. I can do that in here too. Maybe I want to look at, so that's, and everything gets updated here in real time. And then other piece here is you can look at the department plan level. So if I want to just see what that cohort looks like, how they're doing from a persistence or graduation perspective, you can see that right here as well. And the different colors here indicate increases or decreases. So gold represents an increase from the prior year. Maroon is a decrease. You'll see this little dotted line here. That's the ASU average. And then you'll see this little bar over here. That's the prior year. So that is, and then we have different definitions here as well. So you can come in here and see how we define persistence rates, underrepresented minority, first generation, research masters, professional masters, PhD, and professional doctorate. So that is the quick run through what the persistence dashboard looks like. We are in a pilot stage right now. So if there is anyone that's interested in feedback, send me a Slack or an email, and would welcome feedback as we're getting ready to look at a version 2 of this here later this year. So that is the dashboard. So the next piece I'm going to highlight is the graduate college leadership dashboard. So this exists today. It's been available for about 2-3 years. We've been building on this over time. So you can see really what that aggregate data looks like over years and really see what the trends are. So we have admissions trends, we have enrollment, we have different attrition trends, degrees awarded, student support, graduate faculty, postdoctoral scholars, a little bit of research on alumni, and then accelerated masters. So a large portfolio of different things here. And really the goal of this dashboard was to provide an opportunity for colleges to understand, assess, and advance programs, program development, and gain insights into program priorities, performance, assets, and needs. So what I'm going to highlight today is the attrition trends specifically. So that's the one I'm going to walk through here. So in September of 2021, the withdrawal questionnaire was made as a mandatory step in the course of the graduate students drop or withdraw from their classes. So this is really looking at collecting that kind of what are the factors that led you to withdraw. So this dashboard is looking at a high level view of what that looks like. So there's 17 different factors that they can choose from, and a student can submit multiple withdrawal requests for each multiple time. So this is just looking at what I'm going to walk through, and then I'll do a live demo of this. So this is the graduate respondents and looking at sort of the breakdown. So you can see mostly online. You can see with the gender, race, ethnicity, with the respondents' request by semester, the colleges, and the degree types here, and then filter by a number of different things. And then going into the next tab, you can see what those withdrawal factors are. So number 1 and number 2, it's employment workload. And then number 2 is the physical or mental health, which in the graduate space, I know that's been a really big thing. So I think the data supports that pretty well. And then you can see from there goes family, prioritizing care, family, financial, and on from there. My favorite part of this dashboard is actually you can do comparisons. So you can actually look at one college to all colleges or one college to another college and see what might be different between a college here or a school or a program. So you can actually go in here and filter by that. So I'm going to do a quick demo of that. Oh, sorry, I had one more slide here. And this is the workflow we built. So we use Alteryx to actually blend the data to be able to populate that dashboard. So this is looking at the steps we used here. We have a couple of different SQL queries here, and then joining and doing some unions, including the data here at the end. And you can see sort of the snippet of the query and what it looks like. So here's the graduate college dashboard. So like I mentioned, you can come in here and you can see different things like admissions trends. You can see what that applied, admitted, enrolled rates are. Sorry, got the Zoom thing's hiding for me. You can look at enrollment here. So you can see what the overview of by residency, campus, immersion type. You can look at by college, by plan, demographics, international. And then degrees awarded. So it's very similar to the enrollment here. And then I'll walk through the attrition one and highlight that. So where we start with this is we actually track what the withdrawal rates are at a semester level. So you can come in here and you can see, how many students are dropping out per day. What day is that? So we capture that. You can see what day of the week. So Mondays and Wednesdays are specifically for fall, where we saw the biggest dropout rates. And then you can see sort of that trend over time here. And then the detail is just looking at when the classes begin. So, 0, 1 week, and then when we're seeing the trends and dropout rates. So you can come in here and filter by your specific college or program and see what that looks like. And then kind of a breakdown here. So that's been in place. And what we've expanded now is the withdrawal questionnaire response. So this is the graduate respondents. If I wanted to look at specifically maybe online, you can quickly see what that, some key points on demographic information, college level, degree type. And then the responses here is, I think, the interesting part in my mind. So you can see what that breakdown looks like. You can filter by different things in here. And this data gets updated every single day. And then the college comparison. So you can either look at this from a line graph perspective, or you can flip it over to a bar chart. And then maybe I want to look at engineering and maybe college. I'm just making these up, and you can see what those comparisons side by side are. So employment workload and health are both number 1 for both colleges. You could go into different schools here, drill into that. Maybe I only want to look at master's degrees. And then you can always reset it. So you can reset that back. So it's really meant to be kind of a self-service and kind of dive into the data to see what's out there and what's available. So that's the withdrawal questionnaire survey. Grad College Dashboard also has RATA information, grad faculty, postdocs, and some accelerated master's information too, if there's of any interest for that. Here's my demo. And so this is just some reflection questions. We have this on our website as well on graduate.asu.edu, but what these dashboards can help, what answers they can solve. So some of the different admissions answers, student enrollment questions, so student support. So, how do you use RAT awards to advance the goals of your program and the outcomes, persistent trends. So what trends can you identify for when students are dropping out? And then some of the different accelerated masters. So what change adjustments are needed to increase student enrollment in accelerated master's programs? So really meant to be kind of help as you go through the different dashboards. And this is just how to get access. So if you have any questions on or problems with that, you're welcome to reach out to me. But it's through the analytics access page, and then it'll either be the graduate college dashboard, graduate persistence dashboard, or graduate students or student progress. And then these are just a couple of the coming soon things. So we are working on a progress audit tracker in our interactive plan of study. So this is looking at our students on track, off track, or need attention. It's been in beta for a bit of time. We've gotten some good feedback from students, so we'll be looking to get this in place here, probably early 2023, and then also collecting some of that data so we can do some reporting and dashboard work on there. The graduate persistence dashboard, so we'll be looking at version 2 for this. How do we expand that to look at other semesters besides just fall to fall comparisons? And then we'll be collecting feedback as we go through the pilot stage here for the next 4 or 5 weeks to see what are some of the things we can do better. And then some course capacity planning. So we'll be looking at courses and how do they collect this stuff in the IPAWS, and how can we help with some of the future scheduling needs. Students can go in here and they can plan their coursework for their entire program. So we have data collected to know when we think they're going to be taking those classes. So I went through that really fast. So any questions? The military data, that's a good question. I think it's coming from some of the different student groups for that, but I can get back to you on that for sure. Not currently, but that we could look into doing that. That's a great suggestion. Yeah, I'll take that back and add that to our for hopefully version 2 for this. Right now, I think it's just veteran dependent or no. So, but yeah, I see a lot of value in that. Yeah. Yep. Question for the dropout piece? It's just looking at grad career specifically. Yes. Yeah. So they're, yeah, exactly. Not the time right now. We haven't really looked at that. I would probably defer to admission services for some of that information, but we are collecting their yield, selectivity rates, things of that nature. So you can go back all the way, I think, to fall 2010 to current. We're looking at some of their sending institutions. What else are we doing on there? I can show you guys. So for enrollment, for the dashboard for enrollment, we are tracking their residency, their campus, version type, do trends by college, by plan, different demographic information. So age, gender, enrollment over time. Are they full-time, part-time, what their race, ethnicity is. And then some of the international data. And then on the more operational data sets, we have about 200 different fields available for, it's more the kind of the day-to-day enrollment. So this is more snapshot kind of looking at it. But if you're looking for, I want to know all my enrolled students in X program right now, that's where you would go get that. Yes. So this would tell you that information at a high level. So I could come in here and see, here's how many students applied, here's how many admitted, and here's how many were enrolled. And then if you want to, you could do that at an aggregate level. If you want to see it at the plan level, kind of like a nice table view, you can see what this looks like. And we calculate, each of these, here's the applied, admitted, enrolled. And then if you scroll over here, you can see what the selectivity rates are. Oops. Yield and ratio. And then you can pick, multiple terms. You can download this information too, if you like. So we do have that available. We are in a pilot stage for this. So we're taking feedback for the next all of November. And then the idea is we'll launch this in December and then start collecting November to start kind of the version 2 work effort. Yeah. So if you send me a note, we can get you access. We're looking to collect feedback. So right now, I think we have about 50 users that we have for the pilot, that we've selected different colleges and different areas that are data experts. So yeah, we're looking to see how we can improve this and really make it what is needed for grad. Yeah, and that might be a good. I can take that back from Mary, but I know she's got a couple of different tables that she tracks the grad students. Do they enroll? Do they graduate? Do they change majors? And then pulling that in. And Todd did all the amazing dashboard work over here. So, any other questions? Well, thank you guys for the time. And if you're interested in the pilot and feedback, let me know. So, yeah, thank you.